What's up, guys? This is Helium Lemon 15. Welcome to part 4 of And Yet It Moves. Today is December, let's see, it's a Thursday. So it's December 7th. And it's 8 a.m. And I felt like getting up early to do random stuff because I don't have class until 9. So I'm recording commentary for And Yet It Moves videos that I recorded I don't know, at least a couple weeks ago by now. After I'm done making all those Endless Ocean videos, that was kind of fun. Nice to make some progress on Endless Ocean for once. Because that LP certainly hasn't been going on for like 4 years. So this level is called Toxic Influence. And it's the first level of the third world of the game. And random achievement, yay! And also my Wii Remote is giving me problems, like the nunchuck keeps getting unplugged or something. Yeah, this level is called Toxic Influence, and it kind of marks the first point in the game where the game actually has any kind of plot. So, as you can see, our little friend here, our little friendo, our little teenage boy made out of paper here that has been exploring the great wide world with us. He just got bit by a snake. And they illustrate the fact that of the poison seeping into his body. One through the green, but well, it was doing it earlier, but like the screen was shaking back and forth, and it was really trippy. But the screen seems to have stopped shaking because they don't want to give you like permanent car sickness from playing this game, which I know this game has a lot of like rotation and like funny stuff in it, so I'm interested to hear if like anybody in my audience has actually gotten motion sickness from watching this game. I mean, I don't get motion sickness from playing it necessarily. I should, because like I don't play, like I play this game like kind of randomly. Like I don't have any kind of like neat way of playing this game, so my turns are kind of random. But I'm interested to, like, I guess I'm just used to this game, so I wouldn't think about, like, if this game would give me motion sickness or not. I'm interested to hear if that's actually a thing. So, yeah, I like the tree in the background. It has eyes that follow you. A lot of the illustrations in this level, reminds me of a specific, spread in I Spy Fantasy. It's got like the Monster Workshop. It's got like a bunch of like pieces of construction paper and like pipe cleaners everywhere, and they're making like monster faces. And I thought it was cool. And a lot of the like monster trees in this level remind me of that specific illustration. Yeah, the I Spy books were a fun part of my childhood. And so that is why I had to do a random LP of like an eight buck Wii game that I picked up at, what was it, Toys R Us, that happened to be I Spy Spooky Mansion. Gosh, do people still watch my old Let's Play of I Spy Spooky Mansion? I mean, it's only a year old by this point, but still. Driver. Like Adam Driver, who's in Star Wars, which I need to see the new Star Wars. That's a thing. I'm gonna try to hop on the yearly field trip where we all go to see Star Wars at my high school. Even though I just graduated from my high school, they're still letting the alum do a lot of things because this is the first ever alum class. Anyway, it's just kind of a random tree branch up in the air that you can walk on that doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of part of it like part of the background. Also, we're high up enough that like the rain stopped, and the rain that's supposed to be part of this level just kind of stopped. These flowers look more like cauliflower. I don't know. But yeah, I guess I glitched it so that the rain stopped. That's kind of funny. And I like the one flame at like a weird angle. And the background texture is constantly shifting. So that might give you motion sickness, I don't know. So I did see a couple of movies recently, and one of them was Murder on the Orient Express with Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot. Yay, I got the French accent. And he directed it. It was just one of the most incredible casts. Like, I saw it for the cast more than anything. It had like Derek Jacobi, Judi Dench, Daisy Ridley. Leslie Odom Jr. is apparently doing movies now that he's done with Hamilton, I guess. Same with Daveed Diggs. Anyway, did I say Josh Gad? Johnny Depp. Like, who else? I don't know, those are the main people. Those were mainly, oh, and like, Willem Dafoe. Because he, like, he is a scary, like he is a villain actor. Which seems like it's kind of unfortunate, like, seems like it's an unfortunate thing as an actor, like if you reach a certain point where people only cast you as villains. And I don't know what that tangent was about. And I saw Disaster Artist with James and Dave Franco, and I know that movie has been super popular and super talked about recently, but for those of you who don't know what that's about, that's a movie based on the book that's like the story of the making of The Room, with Tommy Wiseau. And this is YouTube, and this is an audience of people who like watch video games, but you probably know what The Room is, but it's like a cult classic movie that's like a terrible movie. And it's not an intentionally bad movie, but it's just like a bad movie. There's really terrible acting, and but like at a certain point, like it's so bad that you start like laughing at it, and you start like appreciating it for like more than just a movie. It is like a cultural movement. I don't know. I don't know. Just like I have made a habit of like imitating Tommy Wiseau's accent and like the way he says, "Oh, hi, Mark," and it has annoyed my parents. And I thought James Franco was like an amazing Tommy Wiseau. Like when I watched the trailers, I was like, I thought it was like way too obvious. I thought it was like kind of, he didn't look like Tommy Wiseau at all. And then when I actually sat down in the movie theater and watched it, I like forgot that he wasn't the real Tommy by the end. And then they show the real Tommy at the end. So, and the real Tommy makes a cameo at the end, but I'm not spoiling that. So yeah, it's a totally inspirational story of, even though how like Tommy and and Tommy's like a totally wacky guy, um, and Greg kind of has a weird relationship with him. That's trippy, how the branch breaks off and just kind of floats there. Anyway, yeah, it's an inspiring story about like how they're two rejected actors, but they decide not to let that stop them from doing anything, and they make their own movie. And how many friends you know can say they made their own movie? I guess that was the point of the movie, is that even though it's a crappy movie, and well, it's like not like a serious movie, but like now it's appreciated for something completely different because it just It brings people together, makes them laugh. Yeah. Anyway, I would do my Tommy Wiseau voice for the rest of the video, but I feel like it would get really annoying really quickly. Anyway, this level is basically the first real level of level 3. And if you can't tell, if you're not like, I don't know, if you don't do drugs, this level is some pretty trippy stuff. This is some serious psychedelic trippy stuff right here. I think, yeah, level 3 is the trippy level, and this is definitely one of the most trippy games I've ever played. Although, I've been playing, well, it's not trippy in the same way, but Samaros 3, by, what's the, yeah, Amanita Games is pretty trippy. There are lots of trippy games, I guess. LSD Simulator is obviously a trippy game. That's like the definition of trippy. So yeah, apparently this is what happens to you. You start hallucinating a whole world of like really weird colors, like Van Gogh painting blocks that like disappear in the air when you get bit by a snake. So let that be a lesson to you children. Don't get bitten by a snake when wandering in the woods. Always use protection. Don't stick your hand in any weird trees. Always read a book while eating salami. I don't know what I'm singing. This is the music. This is a beat. I'm jumping on the platforms that are different colors and getting lost and going the wrong way. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so these... Yeah, oh yeah, and then I get trapped in the void. So the cool thing about these puzzles, and I do really badly on some of these, okay? Just letting you know in the videos to come, I'm like so unnecessarily trash at these music platforming sections, like where you have to platform along with the music. Platform, Mario. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. That's so stressful to watch. Also just like bad. What was I saying? Oh, the cool thing about those platforming sections, like where the platforms change with the music, is that the music still goes while you have the game like paused. While you're like the world freezes when you're in the middle of rotating it. So you can just like hold yourself in place while the music keeps going. And like a platform will spawn right under you if you're in the right place. So if you mess up the timing with music, you can basically freeze yourself in place with the rotation button. And then just wait for the music to catch up with... Yeah, you know what I mean. So basically cheating. And that's something unique to the Wii remote, the Wii version. Because in the PC version you can only rotate with like the left and right arrow keys. And you can't like... What I'm doing right now is like I'm pressing A on the Wii remote and then I'm turning the Wii remote back and forth. Like a steering wheel or like a keyhole, as the game describes. So I have the option of just holding it in place, like just by holding my hand still, or by like turning it as far as my wrist can go, like in either direction. Or, but like on the PC, yeah, you rotate with the arrow keys, and left makes you go left, or left makes the world turn like whatever it is. Counterclockwise, I don't know. So you have no room for kind of like sensitive, like, oh, just turn it this amount, unless you're like really crafty with timing. But like, that would be like nauseating for me, like, instead of just being able to kind of hold the world still and move it really slowly, you would just kind of always be constantly rotating. So I don't know. I've gotten really used to the Wii controls. Just saying. I think this game like fits naturally on the Wii. And you have the first of these kinds of puzzles where you have a white guy and a black guy. Or you basically have like a yin and a yang, and they move in opposite directions, and you have to get them to the opposite side. And speaking of Steam games, or was I speaking of Steam games? Yeah, basically. I was playing this game on Steam called Find You, and it's a free game on Steam, and it's a puzzle platformer, and they have a lot of levels like this, where you have like a white guy and a black guy, except in that game the white guy is yellow. And they have inverted controls, and you have to solve puzzles by doing that. Okay, looks like we're at the end of this level, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video brightened your day, and I will see you in the next part for more And Yet It Moves craziness. Goodbye.